Tell us about some of these stories with parents and their feelings of their child leaving the institution and going into communities.
Well, I think we can all understand that something the institution does offer is pretty much every day you know where your child is, and there is a certain safety in the institution. There is walls and doors and keys, and there's lots of people who can provide supports and services. And I think any of us can understand, so when an announcement is made, we're going to close this, obviously, the first thing that comes to mind is, oh my goodness, what does this mean? And especially for the long term when you have aging parents and they want to know that their child is going to be taken care of. So there's a lot of fear and trepidation that goes there. Now, there's different response to that. I think, some parents embrace that with a certain level of excitement as well as anxiety, and then others, it was, more a fight to say this is not something we want and we don't want it forced on us. But as you say, the evidence seems to be overwhelming that even those who were reluctant, as time has gone on and there's been an opportunity for their children to try a new way of living, that the stories are very positive. People are changing their views. It's just you won't know until you try. And life is a risk, and I think in a sense an institution takes you out of life. And it has its own risks, but it does take away the risks of daily life that we all experience. And only through those risks, though, can you have opportunity. And I guess that's always the trade-off.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the film that's being shown at the Mayfair today, and he talks about that risk and also the transition. I want to go back to also, you talk about risk and how the government puts in $1 billion a year toward community-based services to help people with developmental disabilities integrate. You work for LiveWorkPlay. How has your organization helped people be placed in the neighborhoods?
Well, that's the interesting thing is we've become involved in the whole end of an era celebration, not so much as people that were directly involved in transitioning, because our organization started in 1995, and as I said, this transition's been going on since '87. So the people we've been working with have actually, it's never been part of their possible future that they would end up living in an institution. So we've been focused on community-based living the entire time. So our part in it is as a representative of Community Living Ontario and wanting to help with that celebration and recognize other people who have actually done so much of the hard work. And we just wanted to shine a light on that. And we thought that the Freedom Tour would be an excellent way to do that.
And you are co-founder and CEO of Live, Work, and Play. How have you personally been affected by your job and your dedication to people with developmental disability?
Well, it's been quite a steep learning curve, and there's been some serious attitude adjustments of my own. I think it just comes from years of being surprised. And, we all come to experiences just with what we know. And I think I had probably, like a lot of people, a bit of a caretaker attitude around people with intellectual disabilities. That, kind of my role was to guide them. It was well-intentioned and, definitely cared. But now I think it's different. My role is to help people be the leaders of their own journey. And, of course, that's a really different perspective and takes a lot of adjusting. And it's also often harder to explain to other people. So it's become part of my work as well to bring others into the LiveWorkPlay network who share this view that, the whole gist of what we're doing is to support self-determination.
Tell us about today's event, marking the end of an era.
Well, we're going to, as I said, our main feature is the Freedom Tour documentary that was created by People First, and it's a journey of self-advocates through Western Canada attempting to basically free their colleagues from institutions in the prairies, and also like a self journey of thinking about the time that they had spent in institutions and reflecting on those experiences. It's incredibly touching, moving, and powerful, and I think it's a kind of movie that only could be made by people who had experienced this themselves to do it proper justice. Because it is a very serious film, we also decided to show the short film Sherry Plus Paul, and it's about two people living in apartments. They have intellectual disabilities, and they meet each other, and it's a love story. And it's just the opposite end of things. It shows what is possible in a non-institutional, community-based life, and we thought we better offer some people positives after the Freedom Tour.
Now, today's event is taking place at the Mayfair Theatre at 1074 Bank Street. It's the old Mayfair Theatre in Ottawa South. The admission is $5 for members and $9 for non-members, and the event begins at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, goes till about 5:30, 6 o'clock. So please come on out and see how people with developmental disability self-advocates are leading the way towards their own integration and self-determination, like Keenan said. I think that's really key, isn't it? I think that's probably where the transformation also at the community level has to happen.
It is, and in fact, we'll have two self-advocates participating in the event. One will be introducing the other, and that's Jennifer Harris will be introducing David McKillop, who's actually going to sing a song that he wrote soon after leaving Smith Falls. So it comes full circle.
Wow. Keenan Wellar is the co-founder and CEO of LiveWorkPlay. For further questions about this afternoon's event, you can call 235-9550 or go to liveworkplay.ca. Keenan, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
You're listening to CKCU 93.1 FM.